Well, thank you so much, and I'm going to just be talking this afternoon a little bit about the Food Innovation Center Obesity Initiative that Dr. Robert Murray and I have been working on for the past year. And essentially what we've set out to do is create opportunities for our faculty and staff with interests in obesity sciences to create a foundation that is supportive of connectivity and collaboration on various projects and activities that are hosted and sponsored by the Food Innovation Center. So today I'm going to just briefly talk about what we have accomplished to date, where we see the future of the FIC Obesity Initiative going, and then I hope that you would be able to identify ways that you can collaborate within this initiative. So this morning we actually sponsored a breakout session where we discussed our ultimate vision of the Food Innovation Center Obesity Initiative, which is the development of a graduate interdisciplinary study in obesity sciences. And so we convened about a group of 8 folks who provided us some really wonderful ideas. And the vision for this GIS in obesity sciences has come from a charge by the FIC directors looking for us to apply for a graduate training grant. Well, in order for this to be successful, to apply for a graduate training grant opportunity, is that we needed to really build a very strong foundation within FIC of our faculty, staff, and students. And so we have done that. And of course, keeping with the mission of the Food Innovation Center, this program we hope will engage interdisciplinary collaborations that set out to solve real-world problems in obesity science from farm to fork or from crops to clinic, or however you want to coin that. And so we've really created this foundation of strong partnerships between our faculty, staff, and students, as well as the community at large. And we've set out to accomplish setting this foundation through several activities. The first is our investigator survey, which was intended to gather information about our faculty who have interests in obesity science from a diverse lens. And through an audit of all of our faculty here at the Ohio State University campus, we identified 265 faculty members that have research interests in obesity and nutrition, so several of us are quite busy in this arena. And so we continue to gather specific information, which we hope to anticipate hosting on our FIC website in order to create a very usable, user-friendly, and sustainable database that encourages connectivity of our faculty, their research, and their scholarly interests so we can collaborate on projects. For those of you who currently subscribe to our obesity newsletter, we provide a monthly newsletter dedicated to obesity sciences and bringing to light the cutting edge and current research and activities around obesity sciences. We also have included a faculty spotlight page, which I'm looking for somebody to hold that place for September and months beyond. So if you're interested in featuring your research or any topics about obesity science, please feel free to let me know. In addition, the other sections in the newsletter are dedicated to other funding opportunities, webinars, and scholarly and lay publications, among other information. So, we have also hosted 2 successful seminar series and anticipate hosting 2 additional seminars this semester. These seminars have really done a great job of promoting networking among our FIC faculty, as well as resulting in several think tank discussions. And so this is just a kind of a brief slide of our seminar series. We have used the dietary guidelines as our platform to introduce multidisciplinary perspectives on the challenges of obesity. And for those of you who are familiar with the Dietary Guidelines Committee, there are key recommendations. There are 4 of them, and each of our seminar series addresses one of these 4 nodes with a perspective from obesity sciences. So in April, we heard from Dr. Martha Bellori, who talked about the unemployed unemployed adipocyte. Dr. Matthew Kleinhens presented in May, and he presented a very compelling seminar in one of their areas of discovery themes, which is food insecurity from a supply side or an agricultural side. And then we anticipate hearing this semester from Dr. Greg Miller, an industry perspective on dairy, as well as Dr. Megan McCrory, a behaviorist from Purdue University. In addition to supporting these connective efforts, we've also supported collaborative efforts. And to date, we have worked with two progressive groups. The first is an early childhood nutrition collaboration. Dr. Dean Cheryl Achterberg is the PI of this group. This group has engaged a suite of early nutrition education and physical activity programs that are aimed at improving early childhood nutrition and parenting skills among low-income families in the Wyland Park neighborhood. As programming starts at conception and continues in a successive fashion as the child continues to grow and develop and shape their lifelong eating habits at a very young age. We are right now preparing our second phase proposal, where our peer facilitators from the community will be trained to deliver the curriculum as a mechanism for sustainability and hopefully as a mechanism for replication as we move to other areas in the city and potentially beyond. A second group that we have been working with is the concept of the student health portal, and this is PIs Dr. Jackie Goodway and Dr. Robert Murray. And the idea of the health portal is intended to introduce incoming students to the Ohio State campus and getting them used to the idea of using the wide array of our resources here at the Ohio State University to assume responsibility for their personal wellness decisions. The initial trial would actually enroll 13,000 students in the Sport, Fitness, and Health program in the College of Education and Human Ecology. And through the RPAC and our other resources here on campus, students will be given the opportunity to assess their baseline health and fitness that they can track over their college years and beyond. Each student also will be offered an opportunity to engage in education, research, and service learning as part of their health portal experience. We also are working with a third group. It's the inflammation and obesity group, and I know today that there is a breakout session, so for anybody who is interested in attending that breakout session, we would like to see how we can continue to motivate that group and potentially move them forward with some projects as we've done with the health portal and the early childhood group. So where do we go from here? That's always the question. We've done such great work in building a foundation of connectivity and collaboration to ultimately support this graduate interdisciplinary studies in obesity sciences. And so we anticipate, and as we talked about this morning in our breakout session, offering 3 general courses within this obesity sciences study or certificate, and that's our foundational course where we will explore obesity science from a breadth of different disciplines as represented by our FIC faculty, and then also begin to build on the seminar series that we have put together to explore more of these topics in depth and really bring to light the cutting edge research in this area. And the last piece is taking those experiences that students have in the laboratory and in the classroom and having them apply it in some fashion in the community as part of a service learning opportunity. So that is all that I've prepared for today, so I'll be happy to take any questions if anybody has questions or comments. And my contact information and Dr. Murray's contact information is here. We would be happy if you have any ideas or would like to be on our obesity newsletter. Please feel free to just email me.